Sup, what's going on, guys? It's Taryn here, and I'm doing something super exciting today. I just can't wait to get into it, which is actually unbox the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. I've been using iPhones and Google Pixels for like the last 10 plus years now. I think the last time I had a Samsung phone was like the Samsung Galaxy S4. So this is a very exciting thing for me to do on camera for you guys today. Wow, here they are. S24 Ultra. I got mine in titanium black. And I also ordered the vegan leather case to match because I break all my phones all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip off the pull tabs here. I'm so excited for this. And then we just gotta pop it out. This is a nice stealthy looking black. Even the way that it just shimmers in the light, like this thing, whoa. This feels great too. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off that tab actually. Let's get that off, let's see the screen. The back glass feels really nice, and I've always been a fan of the way the Ultra looked. I love how the camera rings and the modules are all here. It just looks super stealth. I love this. So I'm actually gonna be doing kind of a weird switch. I'm gonna be going from my work phone, which is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, to now doing my work phone on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. But then I'm gonna switch my personal phone from the iPhone 15 Pro to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So I'm not going to be using this lovely 15 Pro anymore. This is actually sent to me from Apple, and I'm gonna be sending this back to them. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and keep moving on with the 15 Pro Max, which I bought, and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, which I also paid for with my own money. So it also comes with a USB-C cable, which is great. Always great to have some of this stuff. And then also I'm gonna use that SIM card tray to move my work phone number from my 15 Pro Max and get that into my S24 Ultra. Oh man, guys, I'm so excited about this. So I've actually never done this before, but I'm gonna be attempting to do the easy setup with another device. We're gonna go from my 15 Pro Max to this Samsung. We're gonna see just how easy it actually is. It's just asking me to sign into my Google account, which I will say, it feels, the haptics on this keyboard, it actually feels quite good to type on, just immediate first impressions. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and copy data from iPhone, go ahead and hit next, and then get started with Smart Switch. Use the Smart Switch app to copy your apps data from your old device. Hit next. Smart Switch these permissions. Okay, allow. Do I trust this? Yes, we do. We're gonna go ahead and hit next. And then we're gonna search for data to transfer. Okay, I can't do it. The phone battery needs to be at least 80%, and we, out of the box, it was at 40 or 49%, so that sucks. Anyways, while we wait for that to charge, I might as well just open up the vegan leather case just to see what it at least feels like. Just rip that out of the box. Not bad. I mean, it's a case. It feels nice. I have no complaints. I just wanted a leather black case that would match the Ultra. And actually, we're gonna go ahead and put it on and see how it feels. Stick that right in there. Not bad. It's a pretty easy bit. You know, that's what it looks like. The leather does feel nice. It's a bit slippery. I am used to leather cases being a bit more, what's the word? Not as slippery. It kind of feels a little oily, but it looks great. It fits the modules, the camera modules perfectly. Even the cutouts too, they're perfect. Like for the S Pen, perfect cutout to take out that S Pen from there and just stick it right back in there. Also the USB-C port. And then also the camera cutouts, absolute perfection. So I might have actually downplayed how good this case is. This is a good case. Like not a lot of real complaints that I have with the way that it looks. So my phone's fully charged, and for anybody that's curious, you can basically transfer everything, your calls, all your messages, apps, data from iPhone apps. It's all there for you to just transfer right over right away. Okay, what's kind of interesting is that the Smart Switch is still working while the phone is able to be used. So I can still use the Samsung phone in the meantime, and then the Smart Switch, like transfer just happening in the background. It's gonna take about 3 hours and 17 minutes to transfer all my data from my 15 Pro Max to the S24 Ultra. Okay, so it's been a few days with me spending time with this S24 Ultra, and the immediate first impressions that I had, like from the day that I actually unboxed it, was that going from an iPhone to a Samsung, like the whole transfer process between these devices, it was not good. It was a really bad experience. I won't spend too much time on this because it's not that important, but you use this app called Smart Switch, and it's just right there. You basically connect your Samsung phone to your iPhone, or you can do this wirelessly as well. And you basically, through this connection, you can then transfer all of your data from the iPhone to the Samsung. The problem is, every time that I attempted to do this, number one, the wait time was almost like 5 or 6 hours for it to complete. And then every single time I attempted it, an hour would go by, about 10% progress would happen, and then it would just crash. Like it would say that the phone got disconnected or it can't do the transfer anymore. And I was Googling around, and this is a really common thing that is happening to people. And I've never actually heard of this. I always just thought it'd be super easy to go from an iPhone to a Samsung, but it's not, man. All I was really able to do was transfer over all of the apps that I used. Like that was okay, like, because all it really needs is the type of apps, and then the phone itself will download them. But in terms of my messages, I could not transfer my messages from my other iPhone to the Samsung. So I'm a little agitated about that. It's not the end of the world, but I'm the kind of person that just likes to hold on to my messages. But anyway, outside of that, using the Samsung has just been amazing. Like it's been an incredible experience, and I have a few thoughts that I want to share. My kitten Luna is just on my lap. Say hello, hello. Do you like Samsung phones? No answer? Okay, I don't think she wants to participate in the video. So let's start off with the design. What do I think of the design of the phone? I think it's really good. I think Samsung's take on titanium is awesome. I know some people are gonna be like, well, they copied Apple, and you know, the iPhone did titanium first and all that jazz, but honestly, who cares? It's okay to copy the competition, especially if the competition made a good decision. Like the iPhone's titanium is beautiful. It's one of my favorite, probably my all-time favorite design on a phone ever. I'm really glad that Samsung decided to do that, and I got mine in titanium black. And just look at the way it shimmers. I love it. And I actually, personally, I ordered, or I was going to order the natural titanium because that's the one that I got for my iPhone. But then I realized with Samsung, with the way that their phone is designed, if you pay attention closely, these borders here, if you get any other color but black, you're gonna see the actual outside lines not be black. So it might be like a natural gray color around the edges, and it just sort of took me out of the immersion, or I would assume it was gonna take me out of the immersion of using the phone if I was always seeing like the color of the phone behind the glass ever so slightly. Hope that made sense. Just look up any other Samsung S24 Ultra color. You'll get what I mean. If that doesn't bother you, then go ahead and enjoy those colors. But for me, it was just, it wasn't it. I didn't really love the way that it looked. If you asked me who did titanium better, I mean, not gonna lie, man, I'm an iPhone fanboy. Like, I'm gonna admit that I love Apple, love iPhones, love everything that they do, but Samsung, I don't know, man. This is a beautiful freaking phone, and I think they did a good job with this. I think they have the slight edge for me on their take of titanium. Okay, so now I want to talk about the display. It is really good, and honestly, that's not even fair to say that. It is an amazing display. It peaks at 2600 nits of brightness, if I'm not mistaken, which is incredibly bright and perfect for outdoor use. Like, you will be able to see this thing in broad daylight without any issues. And it's super crisp. Like, this is a quad HD display, 120 hertz, high refresh rate. It's super smooth, silky. You could make an argument that this is the best looking display in any smartphone. So what do I think though? Do I think that the Samsung display is nicer than the iPhone display? I don't think so. I think they're both beautiful. I mean, if I had to pick one, the iPhone has a lot more of a smoother looking display, while the Samsung's is like, it's super sharp. Everything pops off this panel. You could totally make the argument that the Samsung S24 Ultra has the best display in any smartphone, period, right now in 2024. So moving on to these cameras here, I did have some time to spend. 1 second, someone is at the door. I actually just got something in the mail. I have been waiting for this, but this is completely unrelated to the Samsung. That is a mystery box that we will get back to in a future video. So I had some time to actually test out these cameras, and they are good, but also I'm not a fan of the way that Samsung does a few things. So the first thing that I immediately noticed that bothered me, because I'm so used to the iPhone, is that when you're taking a picture on the Samsung phone, the viewfinder that you have and what you're looking at, it's very grainy, like it doesn't look great at all. And I think what Samsung is doing is they're showing you kind of like a dumbed down version of what you're about to take, because then once you take that photo, it takes this kind of mild, grainy looking photo and it does all of its Samsung magic, and then it looks really good. So if you think like philosophically about this, at the end of the day, the photos coming out of the phone are great. It's just when you're taking the photo, you're not actually seeing what it's gonna look like until after you take the photo. Whereas on iPhone, it has all this processing going on, and you actually are able to see exactly the kind of shot you're gonna get when you take the photo, and it's not going to like do any more additional post-processing, or maybe just do a very slight amount of it after you take that photo. So that was a bit of an adjustment for me, and I don't think I'll ever really get used to that. I would prefer if Samsung actually showed us what the photo looked like when you actually are about to take it, versus giving you like a really kind of grainy looking viewfinder image of it. The zoom though, the zoom on this camera is incredible. Like, just take a look at these shots that I did from my balcony. I think Samsung just does zoom so well. And I've never owned an S20 or S20 something Ultra before, but I think they actually had like a 10x lens or 15x lens in the past, and then they actually switched to a 5x like the one on the iPhone. So I saw some stuff online about people not really liking that change, but I think the change is fine because Samsung has incredible software skills for you to still get a really beautiful 10x shot, 20x, even 100x. Like, some of this stuff is just, it's pretty nuts. The quality you can get out of a Samsung long range shot in comparison to an iPhone. So that was really impressive as well. And again, guys, we are going to actually be doing a more in-depth review on this phone, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is just a really casual talk, just me just talking away around what I feel about the Samsung immediately. And another thing that I wanted to bring up actually was the AI features. So there's a bunch of AI stuff in this phone that is so incredible that I just need to spend more time with it to have a really good opinion on it. I'm gonna show you something kind of cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of my camera here. Let's just say I had this picture on my phone and I didn't know what that device was. With Samsung's AI features, if I just hold down at the bottom here, it's gonna activate this ability for me to actually highlight this image here, and then it's gonna do a Google search of whatever's in the image, and let's see if we get it right. It's showing Sony cameras, it's showing a DD microphone, so it does get the microphone right. There's a DD microphone right there, which is actually kind of impressive. It even has the FX30 camera come up there. That's pretty impressive. I'm gonna take a picture of this lens, and I wonder if it's gonna be able to figure out what it is. Okay, so I took a picture of the lens. We're gonna go back into here, the search. We're gonna go ahead and just highlight the lens. There you go, it got it right away. It got the Sony 16-55 f2.8 G lens, which, by the way, beautiful lens. Okay, so something else I wanted to kind of demo here is this new generative AI fill feature. To be honest with you, it doesn't really work that well, but I just like playing around with it because it's kind of cool. So if you go to the image here, I have the picture of the lens, and if you press on the generate, and then you want to just sort of move the image to sort of create sort of blank space as you're seeing right now, and then you can go ahead and hit generate. Not bad, like, look at that. It was actually able to take information from the shot and fill it in. I mean, it also added a weird thing on the bottom, like a brown patch, almost like a foot. And we're gonna move my hand here because I just, for some reason, I like my hand there, want to make my hand bigger, and let's go ahead and hit generate. Let's see, not bad. If you hit the view the original, that's the original image, new image, original, new. It's not terrible. I think the only thing that I don't like is it does look a little blurry around the edges, but again, this is just like basic generative AI stuff. over time, this stuff should get better. And actually, so if you're ever wondering, if you ever are thinking about buying this phone and you're kind of just going through it like I am right now during this video, if you go to advanced features, under the advanced intelligence tab, it's going to tell you all of the cool AI features in here. For example, on a phone call, it has real-time translation. So you can, live translate different languages that someone else is speaking on the phone. You do have to download all these language packs, but you can do Chinese, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, so much stuff. Interpreter is really cool as well. So it uses advanced intelligence to translate your spoken conversations between you and another person. I have to test that out. And then we press this little star button at the bottom. Summarize and translates web pages. We're gonna go ahead and hit OK. This is actually my first time actually really attempting this and getting a live reaction on camera. And let's see what it does. So Apple Vision Pro, priced at $349.99. Apple's first attempt at building a computer for augmented reality. Not bad. That's a standard style. If I wanted it to go more detailed, you can go ahead and hit detailed and hit done. It's just gonna summarize. There you go. So there's a lot more there. And I actually watched Verge's review, and this seems pretty on point. I mean, they did also make a lot of other points in there. So I wouldn't ever, at least for now, I personally wouldn't rely on AI to do like a 10 out of 10 summary of anything. I would still be a little wary of that, but like a 7 out of 10 effort, an 8 out of 10 effort, I think you're gonna get that with this summary built-in feature. It's kind of a shame that it only works on the Samsung browser because I prefer to use Google Chrome. So who knows how often I'll actually use this. Or if they actually are able to build this into Google Chrome, that would be awesome as well. I want to make something very clear though, guys. This is a very chill video. Like, there was so much to unpack about the S24 Ultra, and we're gonna do that in a full review. I just sort of wanted to, be giddy, be excited, and just sort of talk about this casually with you. So make sure to subscribe if you are brand new to my channel. Comment hashtag I made it if you made it to the end of the video, and stay tuned for my full review. It will come out in a few weeks once I have more time with this. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys all in the next video. Peace.